Hello there guys, what is up? Carmando here. Welcome to my NXT TakeOver WarGames review, and I feel this might be one of the best NXT takeovers, overall takeovers, in a long time. I think I remember, I think there was one of the recent ones that I really liked. I thought it was pretty good. I can't remember which one because there's been a few of them. Um, but in my opinion, this was a really good takeover. I felt all the matches were good. And had a lot. Some of them had a lot of crazy moments. There were some surprising moments. There were some brutal moments. There was a lot of good moments. I really enjoyed it. Let's get to it. There's nothing to say about the pre-show, but when we got into the main show, it started off with Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno, which Lars won. It was only 5 minutes 11, but it was a really good match. There was a lot of brutal forearms and kicks from Cassius Ohno, and Lars got in some good offense too. Like Ohno hit his cyclone kick thing, which I think is just an awesome move. I'd never seen it before he, came back to NXT and started doing it. I think it's great. But there was just so many brutal kicks and stuff on Lars, and he just kept coming and kept coming. Great match. I liked it. Eventually, Lars comes back and hits his freak accident thing, is what it's called, and he got the win. It's not the best of finishers, but it's alright. I feel like maybe some adjusting with it and it could become better. But yeah, I like what they're doing with Lars. I think he's awesome. I'm glad to see that other people feel the same way. Like the fans seem to be enjoying this match as well. And I'm talking to some other fans on Twitter and stuff. They seem to sort of have the same opinion as me, as they feel that Lars is gonna, he's got a bright future, and I hope so too, because he's really good. Moving on, there was a thing with the UK guys in the crowd, blah blah blah, and video packages and all that stuff, and we move on to another awesome match. It's hard to say, but I felt all the matches were awesome, but this one was really good. It was a Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black. It lasted 40 minutes 37, and Aleister Black got the win. I loved this match. I thought it was so good. I thought it was the perfect match, in my opinion, from the entrances to the actual match itself. But Dream had these awesome tights, like Rick Rude style, like the airbrush thing, where he had Aleister Black on one leg, him on the other leg, and it's saying "Say my name" along the top. It looked really badass. I just love the Velveteen Dream. I do. I think he's just a great character. I love the gimmick. Like, he's making his entrance, and I just loved it. I just think he's great. I really do. He's just totally different from everyone else. He stands out. Awesome. Just keep him in NXT. I don't want to see him in the main roster. That's something I'll also talk about at the end. All I see is people are like, oh, I want this guy in the main roster. I want this guy in the main roster. I've spoke about it before, but we'll talk about it at the end. But this match, just great. Just perfect match, because it started off slow with good technical wrestling, not boring rest holds. They just do the same thing over and over, but good back and forth with both guys getting in offense. But it was sort of more Aleister, getting the majority of it, getting the better of it, or better of him. And then there was some mind games, as they're calling it, with them both with Dream sitting down doing Aleister's pose, and then Aleister doing Dream's crawl thing up to him. Fans was loving it. Fans loved both guys, which is good to see. But yeah, it got really good. They were both, hitting a good ton of offense, a lot of great maneuvers, a lot of brutal stuff. Honestly, it felt like anyone could have won at any time. They both hitting some good moves. I can't remember if there was like a moonsault or something to the outside here. I can't remember. Maybe that was the NXT Championship match. But I think he hit his Death Valley Driver rolling thing, which is just an insane move. How Dream doesn't break his neck doing that, I don't know. But good on him for not doing that. But yeah, Black eventually gets he kicks Dream when he's like trapped in the ropes, and then a super kick, and then this like big knee, and he's still I think he kicked out, I don't know, but then he talks some trash, and then Black hits the Black Mass. Though the camera angle is pretty shitty, and I thought he just kicked a regular sort of kick, but it was actually the Black Mass when they showed a different camera angle. And then after the match, he got on the microphone, and the fans were trying to say his name, and he says to enjoy the infamy, and he said, I think he says enjoy the infamy Velveteen Dream or something, and then that was it. I thought it was cool. I really liked it. And then there was a promo thing on YouTube after where Dream was like really happy that he said his name. He was very satisfied. So yeah, I loved it. Good match. After this, there was Asuka and Funaki and Finn Balor at ringside. Then we go on to the fatal 4-way for the women's title, which Ember Moon won. It only lasted 9 minutes 52, but it was good. Good action from start to finish. Not the greatest match, but it was still a great match. I still was enjoyed. I was still entertained from start to finish. That's all that matters to me. Yeah, they all got in some good offense. There was the Tower of Doom thing. There was like a powerbomb on the outside, which was nasty. At one point, Kairi Sane hit her insane elbow on both Cross and Peyton at the same time, but got broken up. And then bloody how did it end again? I think Peyton and Cross were doing something in the ring, and then Ember comes off the top and hits this Eclipse on both of them, which was insane, and then got the win. I was kind of surprised because I wasn't really expecting her to win it. And then after the match, they were celebrating, and William Regal comes in, and Asuka also comes in, and Asuka just looked so happy and for Ember. She really did. She seemed just over the moon for her. She really did seem very happy. I was so happy to, give her the title and raise her hand and all that stuff. But yeah, Ember won, so that was cool. I didn't expect it to happen. I was kind of pulling for Peyton or Cross, but I'm not against it. It was good. I'm interested to see where they go, and she actually had a good promo thing on the YouTube afterwards as well. Probably one of the better things I've heard her say. Usually she's not that great at the promos. I thought she was good there. Maybe let her be more herself and it'll come off better. Anyways, moving on. Kevin Owens and Joey Samoa were at ringside, and then we get on to Andrade Cien Almas versus Drew McIntyre with the shocker. Andrade won. I couldn't believe it, but it was an awesome match. 40 minutes 52, according to Wikipedia. But yeah, it was really, really good. Something also I just remembered. I like how they switched from rings to ring for the matches. Since there was two, we might as well get use out of both of them. I thought we might have at one point seen, crisscrossing between the rings for some of the other matches, but we didn't. But yeah, I liked this match. I thought it was really good, and I think that moonsault thing happened here. I did. I remember now. I almost had it to the outside, and it was just insane. I loved it. But yeah, a lot of vicious like DDTs and belly to bellies, and just an awesome match. I loved it, and it honestly looked like it could have went either way. Both guys were hitting their finishers and kicking out. Almost hot like all his finishers, and Drew kicked out. Drew hot his finisher and he kicked out, which surprised the hell out of me. I didn't expect that. And then it ended with what's this? Drew misses his Claymore attempt and gets hung up on the rope. Drew falls to the apron and clutches. Fans chant C for Almas, now it appears. Fans chant C for Almas, now it appears. Anyways, he brings him back in and hits this like nasty looking DDT thing. TDT brainbuster thing. I don't know what it was, but it looked like it messed Drew up because he was holding his arm. But yeah, Andrade won. I was shocked as hell, but I'm not opposed to it. I like it. Some people are comparing him to Jinder. I don't get that at all. Andrade is a really good wrestler, and there's been a whole story to this. It's not like Jinder where he just lose, and then wins one match and then becomes the champion. They've actually been doing this for a few months, building him up again, and it was a good way. It was a good surprising win. I liked it, and I think the pairing with him and Vega is just brilliant. Like if he didn't have Vega, I don't think this would have happened. But Vega's good. I like her. She's doing great, and she got involved too. She did a Hurricane Rana DDT thing. I can't remember what they call it. There was some interference and shenanigans with her. It was good. And then they were celebrating for ages. I thought it was never going to end. He was just going all over the place celebrating. But yeah, Triple H confirmed it on the post takeover interview thing that he's something with his bicep or something. I thought it was his shoulder, but apparently it's the bicep. And it's very likely that he'll be out and needs surgery. They're thinking that's what it looks like it is. They'll find out tomorrow or today by the time this goes up. So yeah, that sucked for Drew. And I don't know if that was they found out about the injury and then changed it, or if this was the original plan. I don't know. I think this seemed like the original plan to me, because the injury seemed like it happened just at the end there. So yeah, already won. Nice little surprise. And then the cage is lowering, and we get these sirens going off, and it's the War Games match, and the Undisputed Era won in 36 minutes 37 seconds. It was a long ass match, but it was a badass match. I liked it. A lot of good stuff. I wasn't sure what to expect, like I said in the predictions, but it was very good. It was very, very good. I liked it. At one point, while I'm remembering about it, once Sanity and that got in, they locked the door, and then what's his name ate the key or swallowed the key. Killian Dane. I don't know if he legit did, but that's what they were going with. But yeah, once they got in, they brought in bloody chairs and trash cans and candlesticks and tables and chains. It just got insane at that point. That's just one. It was up to that point. It was still a great match, but then it just became even crazier with all the weapons and stuff. There was like a German suplex through 2 tables, which busted Wolf open, and in his head he was out for a while getting that sorted. He finally came back, and the crowds were chanting for him. There was that double super collider thing from ring to ring and squashing Killian Dane in the middle. There was bloody double Tower of Dooms. There was so much shit. It was just good. I kind of would like if it maybe just stayed at NXT, or was just an NXT thing that happened every year, or every maybe couple of years or something. I feel if it goes to the main roster, it'll just kind of become like a TLC in Hell in a Cell, where it isn't a big deal. It just happens all the time instead of randomly like this. But yeah, other crazy spots was the bloody superplex on the top of the cage by Roderick Strong to Adam Cole on top of everybody except Wolf, because he was still out at that point. Bloody Killian Dane had a coast to coast to the trash can on O'Reilly or something. Insane. And then I kind of feel it should have maybe ended on the superplex, because that was a crazy move, and it was kind of hard to top that. But it ended with Cole hitting a candlestick to Young, and then he tries to get up, but then he has like a chair or something, or Cole gave him a chair, I don't know, but then he runs and hits him with a knee to the chair, to the face, and got the win. It was still a cool moment, but I felt like you couldn't really top the superplex off the cage. That was a crazy moment, which Cole did kick out of. But I liked it. I thought it was good. I was impressed with it, and if they do continue it, I'd keep it at NXT. It was good at NXT, but it likely will go to the main roster, and it'll become just, annualized and not, a feud calling for it like it used to be, like Hell in a Cell and TLC, where when it happened randomly, it was like, ooh, it was a nice surprise, okay, that's cool, and the feud actually, makes sense for it, not just it's happened, it's not just, oh, TLC is coming up, so that means this match will be a TLC match, even though it doesn't really need to be a TLC match. That's what will happen to it, unfortunately. But like I said, probably the best overall takeover in a long time. And also, what I was going to say about the main roster thing, I don't get why people still want these guys to go to the main roster when so many people have been horribly used or not used at all. The recent ones, Nakamura and Rude, being used horribly. And you say, oh, well, Nakamura was fighting for the WWE Championship. Yeah. Well, I don't really care about that. I don't care about him fighting with the title or whatever. I don't think he's been used well. I don't think the build to him's been used well. Feud-wise hasn't been well. I do think he's had good matches, some good matches, but I still don't feel he's been used well. But Rude would be the worst one out of the two. I don't like what they're doing with him. He's not good as a face, just saying, oh, this is glorious, oh, that was glorious, this is glorious, blah blah blah. I don't like that. And then you've got like the women. They've ruined Bailey. She's ruined. Emma. She's gone now. So many others, like a Summer Rae. I know people say, oh well, Summer Rae sucks. Well, maybe if you watched her in NXT, you would know she was better than what you got to see on the main roster. Ascension, Bo Dallas, Adam Rose. So many. There's so many. There's just so many that's been horribly used that were great in NXT. And then people come up with, oh well, WWE's different. You got to prove yourself again, or some of this shit. And that isn't. I'm like, that's not the problem. The creative's the problem. Vince is the problem. That's your issue. If you use them like they were used in NXT, and the creative was as good as they were in NXT, they'd be over. A lot of these guys are over when they get to the main roster, and then they get ruined. And then Vince will be like, oh well, they're not over now. Oh, they're not good. Well, if you used them right, they fucking would be good. You know? It's so stupid. It's such a stupid thing when I see people like, oh, this guy sucks. Oh, this guy sucks, or whatever, when he's being used horribly. You know? It just pisses me off when people say stupid shit like that. Yeah, there's my little rant on that. But NXT TakeOver, great. Loved it. And I feel it's a good length. You know, I like the takeovers are this length. Only a half-hour pre-show, which is the perfect amount. And it's 2.5 hours, which is a good length. I feel 3 hours in total. I think it's good. I still don't like watching it on the network, because I don't like the network's video player, and it fucked up with me for a while, and I had to reload and then rewind back to where it was. I just don't like the network video player. I wish it was like YouTube's video player or Dailymotion. They're just the perfect video players. Network, I don't like it. It's just a shitty video player. And that's why I still order the pay-per-views on Sky Box Office, because it's just a better video player. I know it costs more, but quality over quantity, that's what I like. So yeah, we'll have Survivor Series, which is double the length. Just great. Just totally great. I hope it's like last year and it ends early. I loved it when Goldberg beat Brock and it ended like 45 minutes or something early. That was great. So I hope that happens again, but I don't think it will, because there's this. They've got 6 hours of Survivor Series, and then they're debuting this new thing, WWE 365, a year in the life of a superstar. And I'm like, you think people really want to sit through that after sitting through 6 hours of Survivor Series? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then they're on about this cost-cutting shit, and then you've got this thing where you're hiring this famous actor guy, Michael Rappaport or something. I know who he is. He was on My Name is Earl. That's the only reason I know of him. But you're going to waste money on this guy, likely costing a lot, but you're going to get rid of all these talented wrestlers. It's the same with that Breaking Ground thing when they bloody hired Will Shatner. Was that his name? I don't know his name. It was that Shatner guy anyway. Well, I can't imagine that was cheap. That was another. That didn't need him. That show would have been good if he wasn't the narrator. They could have easily just had one of the people they've got on the show on the payroll do it. Same with this. It doesn't need this guy. It wouldn't be shit without this guy. You know, I don't get that. And this isn't a. This. Imagine this is something that's taken a while to put together. I mean, it's a year-long thing. That's a lot of, you know, editing by the production crew to put this thing together, and then to hire this guy, and you're getting no profit from it. It's just a thing that's on the network, and the network isn't exactly growing at the rate that they want it, so they're really making no profit from all the money they've probably put into this thing. So yeah, it'll likely be really good, but it's still not going to drive up the network sales, so it's kind of dumb on their part. But yeah, the whole 6 hours of Survivor Series, and then you want people to sit through more. What the fuck? You know, just stupid. Absolutely stupid. But yeah, I've kind of rambled on here. We rambled on the last 5 minutes about other stuffs. But there's the TakeOver review. Hope you liked it as much as I did. If you didn't, you know, tell me what you didn't like. Everybody has different opinions. Tell me what you liked, didn't like. Leave a comment. I'll easily respond to it. But that's it. I'm going to go get some sleeps now and get ready for Survivor Series. See ya.